Let's talk about Intel. There's been a lot of recent news lately, all from the management cutting pay to cutting dividend. And as you can see, the stock price has been sliding. It's down about 50% here on a 5-year chart. And this represents some interesting potential opportunities. Although, let's first talk about Intel cutting dividend. Now, they cut it with 66%. We can see some of the news here. Intel slashes dividend by over 65% to 12.5 cents from CNBC, and some other sources reporting similar headlines. And in this case, this move is quite smart from management in terms of supporting share price. What do you mean with this, Andreas? Well, if we look from the perspective of institutions, well, they will have certain dividend funds that only invest in companies that have dividend, and should Intel have cut out dividend completely, then by the rules of these institutions, they would have to sell their stake in Intel, putting more selling pressure on the stock. So by not cutting dividend completely and sparing a part, some funds can still operate within their requirements and hold Intel shares. So this is why this move is genius from management in terms of that. However, in terms of a retail investor looking at the stock, being interested in finding a good opportunity to invest, well, then it would have been better if they cut dividend completely, so that the stock would have fallen further and the discount on price would have been higher. Now, in terms of future outlook here, they are building some manufacturing plants in America, and I remember reading about labor requirements for that. They basically need more construction workers than there are in the entire state of Ohio to finish up these projects, and they will need to fly in construction workers and make deals with hotels to accommodate them. Now, it's not Intel that's doing this, of course, it's the construction companies that are being hired. However, as with all the things that have a lot of moving parts and a lot of humans involved, it will be some delays here, in my opinion. So there's some risk here to expanding production as well, as we see the labor shortage is basically replacing the components shortage in this case. So there's some potential downside there as well. And then we also have some potential short-term downside with the company slashing pay and risking to lose talent to other companies. So there's a lot of risk in this stock, although the stock price is not as volatile as small cap companies, given the large size of Intel. So I will continue to watch Intel. It will be an interesting case to follow along and see when the cycle of the chips here, the semiconductors, start to turn more bullish again and they have more capacity. Well, then it will be interesting. It will be interesting to see these investments that Pat are making in the company, with the research and development, with the new manufacturing. There's a lot of potential indeed. And for this depressed valuation that they have right now, while they're not the leader in terms of technology anymore, although they are still the leader in terms of revenue, we are starting to approach a crossroad for this stock. Right, that's been it, talking about the latest news for Intel here. And as always, hope you make a ton of money, whatever investments you decide to make. Take care now. Bye bye.